Hey, what's up, guys? I want to tell you guys real quickly about one of the very best buys in optics right now, the Delta Stryker HD. This scope is made to the very highest specs. This thing retails for $1,600 at Edgun West. There's going to be a link below. By the way, thanks to Edgun West for lending me this scope so I could see what it was really all about, and it basically blew my freaking mind. How good is it? Let me put it like this. I took this thing to our local rifle range, and one of the guys had just bought one of the new Vortex razors. We set them both up at 100 yards. He looked through this, he looked through his. We both compared them, and he ordered one on the spot. Now, this particular model is the 4.5 to 30 by 56. Yeah, I said it, 56. First focal plane. 34 millimeter tube, huge internal lenses, a lot of adjustment. All in all, just a freaking incredible scope. All right, enough of me talking. Let me show you this thing up close, and then we'll look downrange, and I'll be back here in a minute. Now there's a look at the scope. Just one quick look at it, and you can see the finish that's on it. It comes with the owner's manual. It also comes with a set of these heavy-duty lens covers. Now, most of these things are useless. These have nice thick straps, and the glass that's in it, you actually can see through it. It also comes with a 3-inch sunshade, and the cool part about it, it doesn't look like it came out of a generic pile of sunshades. It's machined and finished to match the scope. The eyepiece on it is a really nice piece of machining. It's got great O-rings inside of it that you can feel. The whole thing turns like its own ball bearings. Super nice. The magnification ring is the same way. Now this post, you can take it off. I just like the way it looked, and it gives you a lot more leverage. But this, again, turns like its own ball bearings, like it's filled with grease, but it's not. The illumination has 11 steps. It has an off in between each one. You'll see a couple of shots of it illuminated. One at night that'll just about blow your mind. The battery inside of it is the regular 2032, kind of a standard battery for these things. And the battery cover has O-rings on it also to protect it. Now right here on the side focus, it goes from 23 meters to infinity, so that's basically 25 yards. Again, as smooth as you would expect from a scope in this price range. The turrets on the scope are every bit as nice as everything else on it. They just have a quick push-pull to lock. They turn super smooth. There's no backlash, there's no slop, there's nothing. You turn it, it stops on a dime, you push in, and it locks it. Simple Simon. I freaking love them. Now, one thing else that's really cool on the turrets is it has these marks on the stud that stands out of it to let you know exactly where you're at and how many revolutions that you've made. The turrets can also be re-zeroed, and it does not take any tools. Basically, this disc on top, you just unscrew it. It goes on there finger tight. Again, it's got nice O-rings on it. Seals everything up just perfect. Unscrew it all the way, pull it out. Pick up on the turret once you've zeroed it, puts the turret back to zero, push it down, reinsert it, and screw it down. That's all there is to it. And it gets you right back on zero. It works on the horizontal and the vertical. Again, you'll see the pieces here with the O-rings. I just can't get over how nice this thing is and how well it seals. Now look at the inside of this turret at the machining and the gear marks in it. That'll give you a quick peek at what's going on inside this thing. This scope also comes equipped with a zero stop that's very effective and works perfect. It's this little disc right here that I have highlighted. It has 3 little screws around it. It comes with this little wrench. You just back out on it. You don't have to take them all the way out. Just back out on them and loosen them. And once you get all 3 of them loosened, you'll be able to drop this thing. And on the brass underneath it, there is another notch. I'll show it to you up close here in a minute. Now, once you drop it, where it like this, where it's loose, you'll let it down and you'll turn it counterclockwise up till it hits that little brass notch. See what I'm doing right here? It'll go till it hits it, and it doesn't go any further. Once you get it like that, take the little enclosed Allen wrench, tighten it down on all 3 sides, reinsert the number turret, set it back to 0. Then you'll take the cap, put it on, and screw it back down. Now you'll be able to pick up on the turret and move it, but it'll only go in the other direction. You can dial up, but you can't dial down. Check this out. That's me dialing up, and when you bring it back, it stops. No matter how hard you turn it, how fast you turn it, it always stops right back on 0. You can make complete revolutions, several revolutions, and come right back, but it'll stop on 0. So once you 0 at 100 yards, you just dial it back, and there you go. And if you don't feel like using the 0 stop, just raise it back up and cinch it back down. Now guys, let me show you downrange what true ED, not ED in parentheses, real ED glass looks like. Now when guys say ED glass, this is the kind of thing they're talking about. Look how every hash mark lines up on this mil-radian target. Up, down, left, right. Look at the quality of the image. Edge to edge, the clarity right there in the center. This is what you're paying for when you buy a scope in this price range. Now there's a few standard tests I do on all my scope reviews, and I'm going to do it on this too. First is a magnification point of impact test. Now you can see here with it being first focal plane that the crosshair grows with the magnification. And you can also tell by the target downrange that it grows exactly. The only movement you're seeing there is as I'm letting go of the magnification ring. Right here is the vertical tracking. Of course, it's going to nail this shit too. Everything that I threw at it, it just kept coming back for more. I'm going to show you something here in a minute that I just could not believe. And I had everybody at the range come over and take a look at it as I did it. On the horizontal tracking, vertical tracking, it didn't matter. You turned it back to 0, it went straight back to 0. Now every click on this scope is exactly 1/10 per mil per click. Those green dots downrange are exactly 3 mils apart. So I was turning it 30 clicks and it was nailing it over and over and over. It didn't matter the magnification. It didn't matter which one I started on. Also take a look at this. Look at how the lines line up exactly with that mil-radian target that's scaled for 100 yards. That's what you call precision right there. They nailed this shit when they put this scope together. This is what true ED glass looks like. This is the reason a scope like this costs this much, and this is why it's a good freaking value. Check this out. This is 30 minutes after the sunset. At that distance, you couldn't tell me from Bella, and you can read the paper at 100 yards in failing light. Absolutely freaking incredible. All right, guys, all I know to tell you is if you can work this scope into your budget, I 100% promise you, you will not freaking regret it. Now, bear in mind, a lot of the images that you saw earlier, that was through all of these lenses, through my zoom on my camera, into the camera, and then it had to process that thing. So with your naked eye, it looks even better than this. I can't tell you enough how much I enjoyed testing this scope and how much it's got me wanting one. Guys, thanks for watching. Check the links below. I'll have all the specs listed. Like I say, if you can work this thing into your budget, jump all over this shit. You will not regret it. Thanks, guys. And thanks to Ed Gun West for lending me this scope so I could do this review. Take care.